I'm getting ready to start working on a couple of new journals, and it's been a while since I've had some playtime with my paints. So tonight we are going to have a date with the Gelli Plate. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel, and I'm your host, 𝚆𝚒𝚝𝚑 the Fabulous. For more ideas, inspiration, swaps, and challenges, click the link in the description below to join our craft community, the Maker Exchange, on Facebook. Alright, so I've pulled out a variety of paints that will coordinate with the color theme of the next journal that I'll be working on, along with some metallics. And then I've pulled out this second set of paints in the event that, I don't have enough going on here. Now, this is basically a sampler that I got off of Amazon last year. And my intention is to use up all of this before I start adding larger size bottles to, like that size to it. And also some specialty paints. Now, off to the side, I have some scrap paper. I always have a bin of papers that have my son has used for school. I've had to print them out for school or whatever other reason I needed to print. And if I don't use them, or if it's not double-sided, I'll use it for things like jelly printing and scrap paper for Josh's classwork. I've also got some 12 by 12 sheets of Christmas prints that I'm just tired of using, so I'm trying to get rid of that paper pad. And those are just roll-offs over here. Now, the papers that I have that I want to use inside the journal are, this is some packaging that I've cut up. There's also about a variety of 4 different types of tissue paper. Now, this seems to have a little bit of a shine on one side, so I'll use that. Probably not the shiny side. Well, maybe I'll use the shiny side and then leave the matte side for writing on. And then some other scrap papers that I'll use in the journal. The scrap paper along with the other Christmas 12 by 12 pads are simply for roll-offs. And then here's some more tissue paper. And this is one with a little bit of specks in the paper, metallic as well. And then I have some coffee dyed sheets. This is really dark, so I'm gonna have to gesso that, but the other side is fine. Some planner papers, and then just some regular jelly prints. So that is what I'm going to be using. Now, if you're new to the channel, if this is your first time visiting, you might want to just go on ahead and hit the subscribe button so that you can come on back and be notified of the future uploads. And if you like what you're getting ready to see, if this is something that interests you, go on ahead and hit the thumbs up button, y'all. It costs you nothing, but it helps me so much. Now, listen, if you have some paint, if you have a Gelli Plate, go ahead and pull those things out. I'll wait so we can craft together. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put it on pause and gather the rest of my supplies for textures, and I'll be right back. Some of the items that I want to use, not that scissors, is your standard bubble wrap. I pulled this out because this has, I'll use the bottom of this for mark making. I've got this tube that I can use this in to make some marks on here. Same with the straw. And then I have this tool by Vicki Boutin that has 3 different edges that can make marks. And then I have some stencils, so you guys will see that. And that is going to be about the size of that. Now, it's been a while since I have played with the Gelli Plate, so it's going to take me a few rolls to, kind of get back into the swing of things. But I'm sure you won't mind. I know you guys understand that. All right, so my desk is a mess. I've got plenty of stuff all over the place, but I am a happy camper for this being the first time in months that I have had an opportunity to play with the Gelli Plate. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out the prints that we made, and we'll see what we got. All right, so the stencils that I used were these. The brick one, polka dots. I used this doily. Well, it's not quite a paper doily. I didn't use that one. I also used this one, and I used that once. I probably should have used it a couple more times. It is one of my favorites. And so now this is what I'll tell you. From watching all the greats, what I've come to learn is that you don't always get the perfect print in one pull. Sometimes you don't even get it in two pulls. Sometimes it takes 3 different stages of jelly printing before you have something that you alone by itself is like a piece of art. Now, considering that that's not what I'm trying to achieve for the sake of having journal pages, because you do still need to be able to write on it. Some of these pages will be used as is. Some of them will be used in collaging. Some of them will be used for journal elements, journal cards and tags and ruffles and pockets and so on and so forth. So I'm happy with what I got, considering the fact that it's been so long since I pulled that plate out. That being said, let me stop gabbing and just show you what we achieved tonight. All right, so now this is just some tissue paper, but I love the fact that it's slightly translucent. You know, you can still see behind it. So it'll be great to layer on top of like a dark piece of paper. Okay. This is great. You can still write on it on this coffee dyed paper. This probably can be used for like the background of a journaling tag. So I'm not going to continue rambling as I show you them. You can kind of get the idea of where I'm coming from. Now, again, I stuck to a certain color pattern. This is cardstock that I just was trying to desperately get rid of. And I'm so glad because, as you can see, this is the Christmas stuff. So I was actually able to cover that entirely with a couple layers of a layer of gesso, no, a couple layers of white paint on the Gelli plate, and then a print on top of it. So that's just for your FYI in case you need to do that in the future. Love the way this came out. Love it. And then this was the ghost print from that. Love that as well. And the good thing about it, about using acrylic paints, is that, you know, it's matte, so you can still write on top of it. This is just a hot mess, but I'm not going to give up on this. This is probably, I'll do something with the inside of it. Considering the fact that it is, you know, going to be essentially like that, then I'll figure something out, even if I got to put a doily in the middle, you know. So we got a little bit of the brick print. This probably will go through the, I may stencil on top of this, I'm not quite sure. This is some of the polka dot, I think it is, with some silver. Okay. More of the brick print. This is my son's scrap paper from Sunday school. And then this is some of the really thin tissue paper. It's got a little bit of a shine on that side, but it's flat, a matte on the opposite side. But if you can take a look, let me see if you can see it here. It's like a texture there. Love it. And this is actually my favorite. This one and this one. And you guys will you'll see what it's used in the coming weeks. So stay tuned if you want to see how I use these prints. This is packaging. It's perforated, so I have no idea how I'm going to use that. But if you can see it, there's some perforation here. But I actually like the layers of the white and then the dark blue and the light blue. This is really pretty. I wish I didn't have that there, but you know I can use it and cover it up. Yellow pocket. That's pretty. I may have to gesso it to tone that purple down some for what it is I'm trying to achieve. And that's still slightly wet, I think. It's got the ghost print of the stencil. And then this is probably going to need some gesso to tone that blue down, but I was just practicing using the bubble wrap. Or I could always use this in collage. This has a little bit of that gunmetal color in it. Metallic paint. And I think this is the first one that I used black in. So it's got a little bit of that gunmetal in there as well. And then I just cleaned off the bubble wrap on that side. But I may have to, no, I may have to use this in collage because it tore. It was tore before I jelly printed with it. Probably go through another stage with that one. And this can be just a regular writing page, you know. Or collage it to the opposite side of a white piece of paper. You know how sometimes you print your digitals out and you got one side that's white because you didn't print on both sides. This is so thin that I could just take a glue stick and adhere it. Now this is these hat stencils, and I can't remember what I did with the original print for it. These are the stencils that I used for that. It's around here somewhere. I did that off camera just to test it. So anyways, guys, these are the prints that we finished today. I hope you enjoy watching me struggle a little bit. I enjoyed it anyways. Listen, if you have yourself a Gelli plate, don't wait until, you know, like you're rusty and completely forget all the techniques before you pull it out and play. This was about an hour and a half of playtime. I truly enjoyed it. Because especially considering that there's just no rules to it. You kind of have to create your own system for it. But you're never going to get the same print twice. So with that being said, I want to give a shout out to my patrons. Thank you guys for supporting my craft. And for those who are here on YouTube that have been riding with me for the longest, listen, I would not be able to grow this channel without you. You are an intricate part of this community now. Until we're back here together on YouTube and Patreon, my friends, stay encouraged, stay blessed, stay creative and crafting. Pick up that paint, guys. Pick up that paint. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe to join the crafty community and be sure to click the bell for notifications of new uploads. Thank you so much for watching. Now stay tuned for more from Livie's Lovelies. your inspirational craft channel. Bye for now.